Welcome to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are continuing our journey through the first batch of episodes for Love is Blind Season 6. Today, we're going to talk about episode 4. If you're listening on podcast platforms, this is going to be a recap of everything that happened in episode 4, 5, and 6. Episode 7, 8, and 9 drop on February 21st, with episodes 10 and 11 airing the finale and the weddings airing on February 28th. Folks, it has been a wild and crazy ride so far. We have 3 couples solidified in our first batch of people with Kenneth and Brittany, Johnny and Amy, and Clay and AD. So those are our couples that have already been engaged. Will we have more? Who knows? We have a lot of other couples that are out here in this space, just, diddly daddling around, finding true love and all those good things in between. You know what I mean? Like we have options. Look, that's what I'm saying is we have options. But before we jump in, if you could do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things, whatever you're listening to, whether it's on podcast platforms or right here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for the continued support of the Love and Reality Podcast. I have so much fun doing this. And like I said, if you ever want to join the Love and Reality TV podcast to talk about your favorite reality show, all you got to do is hit me up on any of the social media platforms, whether that's Facebook, you have Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Ricky Valero _ on the Instagram, TikTok, and X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Just hit me up. Let's talk reality TV. I would love for people to join me in doing this. It is a whole lot of fun. I do think I'm going to plan a big old reunion special live show, let people chime in, see, talk about it, all those good things in between. But let's go ahead and dive into episode 4. The girls are mucking it up, talking about peeing in the pool. All right. I mean, whatever, float your boat. I mean, to say that you haven't done it, you're probably lying, but this is at the point. But let's go talk to these couples. We got Jeremy and Sarah Ann, who are talking about sex. He says he has feelings for her and that there's sexual tension with her, and there are more feelings than emotionally. He said it's crazy. She said it won't be a problem. It's about to get freaky in the pot. Like look, I'm not saying, I don't know how to say this otherwise than saying like, has anybody had like pod sex yet? Like that's a genuine question. Like we need somebody at Connect or Netflix to be like, has anybody had pod sex yet? Like it's just, I need to know. Like how far has the conversations gone? We're talking, some of these people say that they've talked for hours upon hours upon hours to each other. We want to know. Audiences want to know. I probably can't be the only one. Like it's not like something I want to see. I just want to know that it happened. That's more inclined with what I want to know. Sarah Ann is bragging about marrying Jeremy. Laura is overhearing Sarah Ann, the sharing of her and Jeremy's relationship, and she is not happy at all. Laura's talking about the quality that she really likes in Jeremy and starts to cry. She said there's a few small things she doesn't like. He does, but it's just him for her, and that's it. She knows he is dating other people, but she comes in the room and loses her mind. Jeremy says he was laying in bed and said he just wanted to talk to her, and that's a rare for him. He said, I'm falling for you. He said it checks all the boxes. Well, what is it, Jeremy? Is it Laura or is it Sarah Ann? You tell me, okay? You can't have them both. You can't lay in bed thinking of one. You can't think about having sex with the other. What are we doing here? We need answers. Clay and AD, these two become smitten. Again, reeling it in. He has a Bible verse for blah, blah, blah. He bends the knee. They get engaged. Can you feel the Kenergy? We got Brittany and Kenneth meeting for the first time. Just to like get the whole fucking montage over with. We just want to see that, just ready to put it on. You know what I mean? Like obviously, she said her lips are ready to be kissed. Put it on, Kenneth. Respectfully, that is. We're not having sex yet. She gives him the 360 and is elated, and there is the kiss. They both are in all black. I love these two. I just love them so much. I'm looking very much forward to Connect and Netflix just ripping my heart in two over these two because they just mesh so well. I would say that they're probably like early on in the stages, they're in that same level with me with like Brett and Tiffany, as in chemistry wise. Like they just have hit it off. No like qualms, no issues, no fighting, no nothing. Like it's just been well balanced back and forth. I mean, he said he would choose her every day. We need another Tiffany and Brett. You know what I mean? Like to just coast through the season together. And I hope it's them. Trevor and Kelsey, he brought up he followed her and got the followed, and he got her a bracelet. And that when she taps it, it will vibrate his. He got her a little rock that's in Braille and says, "Yeah, love." It says love, and love is blind. He said, "I love you." So sweet. Chelsea's in a pickle. Chelsea, is it Jimmy or Trevor? Let us know. Jimmy, is it Jessica or Chelsea? Let us know. Jessica and Jimmy are on board here. They're talking about the first time they see each other. She got him a present. It's sentimental. She got him a thing where she wrote something to her future husband and shared it with him. Very sweet moment. Like, very sweet moment. Okay. Oh, wait, it's he got a little quiet. He said he's happy and lucky to be the man who got to read that, but said he isn't sure he can tell her what she wants to hear right now. He wants to get to the point where he knows for sure. Like, she said she's strong enough to sit there and say, "I give it all." And if you ain't worth, she said, I'm worth it all. You know what I mean? He says he has to think about her daughter and a long-term aspect of that. She said, "I'm going to be honest. I don't like this because you are torn between me and someone else." She just wants him to be honest. He would prefer their dates to be separate. Like, things are getting weird. He said, "I have strong feelings for you." It's maybe sticky in the future if they move on, because she might, like, I think both of them, whether it's Jessica or Chelsea, this is going to be held over one of their heads in the future. Like, there's just no way that it won't be, just because he's got, like, he's fallen for both of these girls, and I truly believe that it's possible, especially in the pods, that this can happen. He said he's drawn to is someone that allows him to lead 100%. She said, "I'm not giving up," and it started feeling forced. And she says, "I'm going to bed." She said, "I hope you find clarity and peace in the person you pick." She said, "If I want it," and she said, "if I want it anymore by the time you decide," she said, "you will never put me in this position again." Oh, oh man. Whew. That right there. And I'm all about that. She tells the girls that he is torn. Chelsea and Jimmy time. Chelsea challenges Jimmy about his other dates. He says, "I know who you've been seeing and I've been seeing." He said he feels good about both of them. "I really feel like Jimmy just doesn't want a kid." I really feel like that. I really feel like dank down. It came down to two things. Jimmy heard Chelsea say that she looked like Megan Fox, and Jessica has a kid. Those are the two things. I feel like that was like the deal breaker. To me, that was the deal breaker. That was it. Once the kid came into factor, and then Chelsea's like, "I look like Megan Fox," it's a wrap. Jimmy knew what he was doing, because right here, boom, he said, "I love you, Chelsea." She's floored. She said, "I'm about to throw up." She said, "I didn't expect that." She said, "I thought you were about to tell me to hit the road." He said, "I never told a girl I loved her." And she wants to puke. She said she's trying to balance out what is happening with her and Trevor. She said she waited to tell someone to propose to her, to tell them she loved him. He said, "I haven't asked you to marry me, but I'm 100% sure I love you." Chelsea goes back to the girls' room and tells everybody what happened. Jessica said, "I know he didn't end things with her." Now Jessica's talking to the girls. Chelsea is on the couch saying the other girls that Jimmy loved her. Laura comes over to be a little bit of a snitch. Tell Jessica that it's time for her to go. She said, "We know he's not your man." She starts to cry, and Laura said, "You got to protect your heart as much as you can." She is devastated. Clay and AD time. He said that he was saying that the physical thing is physical. I'm sure he's gonna have something to say. He said there's no cap in what he said. Okay, thank you. He said, "I'd be lying if physical isn't important." He says, "I got no choice but to love that girl." What? Like, if if physical's not important. I mean, physical's important, and you walk in there and you're not attracted to her. Now he's saying you have no choice but to, I don't know. Such an interesting meeting. She said he is so cute. He said, "Isn't crazy. We were behind closed doors." He said he's crazy. He said crazy about 40 times. His voice has her all shook up. Look, I will say this. She gives him a little once over. He said he's going to need to be baby sometimes. She keeps calling him handsome, but I haven't really heard much from him. He said kissing her was electric, and she got a crazy body, and they are going to have beautiful babies. I'm still unsure about these two, but I gotta say, I'm a little bit more team Clay now than I was, just because, sure, like, it's the physical attraction is important. It is, like, that's a big loophole in the show. I mean, it is. Trevor said he's either going to pick up Jimmy or tackle him through the wall. He's breaking it down in front of them, and it's hilarious. The men been quite mature about the situation instead of Clay and Matthew. That was, whew, I really want to see more. I want to hear more about that behind the scenes drama, so you know what happened. Trevor said he's nervous about having Jimmy get engaged in being engaged before he goes in the pod. Jessica and Jimmy are sitting down. She kind of knows what's about to happen. She's snippy already. She plays it up like she knows what is about to happen. She says, spare me the pity party. She said, you owe me one single ounce of directness. He said, I really care about you and very optimistic. He said, you're going to be an amazing wife for someone else. He said, I love someone else and it's hard to talk about this stuff. She said, it's really hard for her to feel sorry for him. She ruined this opportunity for her and she should never have to worry about being too much. She calls his house out for playing her along. And look, it's all about the kid. I really feel like that. He said, I didn't know before yesterday. He said it wasn't until the final date. And she calls him out for not doing anything. She calls him out for saying he already made up his mind. He said he got the clarity he needed after the date. She said she is devastated. She said, when you see what you missed out on, you're going to choke and you're going to need that EpiPen for what you missed out on. Yes, queen. God, I love, like, Jessica is like, obviously there's rumors that she's on Perfect Match season 2. If true, that's awesome. Good for her. But like, she is one of the most level-headed people that have ever been on the show. She's gorgeous. She's smart. The kid aspect thing, that's the maturity. Like, you don't see that sort of level of maturity in the pods all the time. And with her, it's just guns a-blazing. I love it. She's not afraid to speak what's on her mind. I'm just telling you though, like, I need just somebody to ask Jimmy, was it about the kid? Because it was about the kid for me. Chelsea says she is torn between Trevor and Jimmy. These two guys are chatting it up about it's nothing but love for each other, and someone is going to get hurt. Both of these guys are going to walk in to propose, and that's a cliffhanger for episode 4. Man, let's go right into episode 5.